Nigel Cecil, equity as you like it.
And Fred's an equitable friend as well. Here's Nigel.
Greetings, Chaka Butties! Hello to all my equitable friends!
Cobblers to your equitable friends!
And cobblers to you too! Hello, Chaka Butties, and welcome to my video 107, Info Entertainment from Nigel Cecil, as an entertainment entrepreneur, responding to my equitable friends and others who've been in touch because they're interested in United Kingdom's show business across the 4 nations with their emails and tweets. Hilary, yes, Hilary's here with me, helping me. Thank you, Hilary, because we're on location at the moment, so I do need a little bit of help, Hilary. What was the topic we've been researching? The Oldham Coliseum. The Oldham Coliseum. Now, some of my friends who've been in touch living abroad may not know where Oldham is. Now, the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, naturally, is in Oldham. And Oldham is a town in the northwest of England, situated outside the city of Manchester. No, not too far north. Yes, we've been there, haven't we? Yes, indeed. And apparently, Equity, that's the trade union for actors, variety entertainers and other creators across the 4 nations, have now got an in-your-face, upfront campaign, Save the Oldham Coliseum. Save the Oldham Coliseum. And my equitable friend said, Nigel, please can you do a little bit of research and sort of independently, and setting other things aside, try and explain what's going on. So, firstly, the situation's come about because there's an organisation. No, I tell you what, let's have a look at that caption first. The caption first from the Oldham Coliseum's website, which actually highlights that the theatre was started in 1887. But over the years there's become problems with the fabric of the building, and in 2012 it had a refurbishment intended to extend its life for 10 years. And we're now in 2023, so the question is, what's happened? So let's just have a look at this caption. As you may have spotted from that caption, the refurbishment in 2012 was supposed to extend the life of the theatre until 2022. We're now 2023. So what's happened? Now, I was going to mention before, the Arts Council. Oldham Coliseum was in receipt of funding over many years from the Arts Council, and of course they calculated that funding in their financial plan. And last November, I think it was, overnight, apparently without any warning, the Arts Council decided to say, oh, stop that funding, you can't have the £1 million or so, because in fact we're going to ring fence it for Oldham Council. Well, where does that leave the Oldham Coliseum? Because to suddenly have the financial rug pulled from under you, you go, excuse me, what are we going to do? And the result is the Oldham Coliseum later on this year is going dark. They can't afford to put on productions. The focal point of culture and arts in Oldham and the surrounding area is going dark. And a few videos ago I said it's completely beyond comprehension why the Arts Council have suddenly cut the funding and apparently given the money ring-fenced to the Oldham Council. So Equity saying we have to save the Oldham Coliseum, sign the petition, and somebody else has got a petition going saying sign the petition. So Nigel said, what's going on? Yes. And I looked, and I couldn't actually find, up front in your face, any of the Oldham political movers and shakers, or even those in Manchester saying, come on Arts Council, give them the money, give them the money. I thought, so let's have a little investigation and see if we can shed some light on this. Indeed, Oldham Council have been having consultations with the next generation about what should happen to the arts in Oldham. Have a look at this. The Oldham Council there demonstrating that not only have they consulted residents about the future of theatre and culture in Oldham, but also the younger generation, so they can plan ahead. But Nigel spotted this, because the Oldham Council, have you got that paper, Hilary, please? Yes, the Oldham Council, thank you, have also said this. Oldham Coliseum Theatre is much loved and has a proud history in the borough, but sadly is no longer fit for modern audience needs. That's what the council said. And they mentioned their new project. The project will provide a new fit-for-purpose performance space in the town centre that meets modern requirements. But then this is the crucial bit, spotted on the caption. The project safeguards, I'll repeat that, the project safeguards the role of the Coliseum Theatre has played in Oldham for so many years, while creating a new theatre suitable for modern audiences and performers. Now, what does that mean? If they're saying that, what's happened to the project? And why isn't the new theatre in place in 2023? It is now. You know, what's going on? Because I've heard they've what millions of pounds from the government towns fund to build this new centre. It's been approved. And the comments and questions about this have been going on for some time. And having mentioned that about safeguarding the future of the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, have an eyeball at this as well, which shows Oldham Council have had the money. Having looked up the information and found out stuff out, it's quite amazing. And my equitable friends are saying, Nigel, what do you conclude? Well, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm wondering if the Arts Council and the Oldham Coliseum have been caught up in a maelstrom of what's going on between various political ramifications and things going on. Why has there been a delay? Are people not getting together and agree things? But the other thing that's most important, and professional performers will understand this, Oldham Coliseum is a producing house theatre. Now, for those that don't know, a producing house theatre actually creates performances, plays to actually put on. They originate things that can then tour and maybe move to other theatres. They are producing house theatre. They are the fundamental catalyst for lots of things going on. And you say, well, why does that matter? Well, when you have that producing house concept, not only do you have the performers on stage, you have the designers, you have the scene makers, you have all sorts of creatives involved, and it actually bolsters from the grassroots the future of culture within the United Kingdom. Now, I've said the United Kingdom, but let's just look at producing house theatres. Now, this is only a ballpark figure, Hilary. I've only just looked, but you see, in the London area, there's something like 23 or so, yes, I mean, I'm not being exactly accurate because I can't count them all, but around 23 producing house theatres with all that involves. But if you look across the whole of England, and I've not been able to research Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, so apologies to them, but if you look across the whole of England, there are only some 20 producing house theatres. So if the Oldham Coliseum is closed, that cuts against the whole concept of promoting the arts equally and fairly across the 4 nations. So the Oldham Coliseum, if you really believe in the arts and culture for everybody, has to continue with its ethos from 1887. Now it may be that the Arts Council, in ring fencing their 1 million or so to Oldham Council, think, well, that's because Oldham Coliseum are going to move soon, are they? And what are the terms and conditions of the Oldham Coliseum moving to this new venue when it's built? Will they have the independence to still be a producing house theatre? Or will the council come up with some concept to say, well, we're the council now, and we know what's best for the arts, and this is what you must do? Now, if that's the case, of course, that's not acceptable. But now we come to equity and its policy of save the theatre. Now, normally a trade union looks after saving the jobs of those employed in the theatre. So the question here is, whilst I can understand whilst venues need saving, where does that leave us if the venue can no longer operate as a venue that's viable because it's not really safe for audiences? It's not a listed building, the Oldham Coliseum, and I'm sure everybody has happy memories of working there. But at the end of the day, if we want to be a progressive and move forward, we have to have things that are fit for today and tomorrow. And it would appear that the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, the building, has now run out of mileage for extending its life. So the bottom line, well, Oldham Council appear to need to get their act together to build this new theatre. I don't know what the stage is with it, but clearly the Oldham Coliseum and the ethos it promotes can't be allowed to close as a producing theatre. So somehow, I believe equity should be saying to the Oldham Council, listen, if you're building this new theatre, build it and honour the traditions and obligations that's been built over many years by the Oldham Coliseum. But if equity is focusing on saving the building, I actually think that's probably a misguided focus on what really matters. Save the Oldham Coliseum as a producing theatre in the new Oldham Coliseum Theatre. And as for the Arts Council, well, I think you may have been, with this maelstrom, preempted in ring fencing the money to Oldham Council. And it may be that equity and others should be saying to the Arts Council, we cannot allow this producing theatre to go dark. It's totally unacceptable. And it may be the Arts Council, if they review all the facts, will say, yes, we might have been led into preempting things, and we're now going to give an interim grant to enable Oldham Coliseum Theatre to continue until everything's resolved about the new Oldham Coliseum Theatre. Does that make sense, Hilary? well, I hope it does to you. So have a word with the Arts Council, everybody. Let's give them an interim grant. We can't afford to let the Oldham Coliseum Theatre go dark. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Say no to losing a producing house theatre. What? Hilary's just reminded me of something else. Yes, I tell you what, just have a look at this and I'll come back and tell you what I mean. What do you think of that caption? Did you know that the Oldham Coliseum Theatre is renowned for being one of the most haunted theatres anywhere? So woe betide those who don't look after the future of the Oldham Coliseum, and hopefully the ghosts will transfer to the new Oldham Coliseum to protect it. And Hilary, Jokeroonie time. You've chosen some suitable jokes, haven't you? Yes, on brown paper, because we're on location. Oh, Hilary, yes. What's a ghost's favourite makeup? Mascara. Mascara. Oh, Hilary. And the other one as well then, yes. Why are demons and ghouls so close? Yes, you can do a musical at the Oldham Coliseum, can't you? Yes. Why are demons and ghouls so close? 'Cause demons are a ghoul's best friend. Well, keep your ghosts at bay. We've got our Shakespearean Love and Strawberries to you all, so do join me again. Shakespearean Love and Strawberries, and long live the Oldham Coliseum Theatre.
Nigel Cecil, equity as you like it.